News, Russia has taken the rotating presidency of the UN Security Council, believe it or not, despite a move by Ukraine to block it. This means the Security Council will be led by a country whose president is subject to an international arrest warrant for alleged war crimes in Ukraine. The members said they could not block Russia, a permanent council member, from assuming the presidency. The last time Russia held that position was in February 2022, the month it launched its invasion of Ukraine. And let's now bring in Aurel Brown, International Relations and Political Science Professor at University of Toronto. Appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This is a rather bizarre situation. The country whose head has been charged with crimes, that country will be running UN Security Council this month. Pretty ironic.
It is. The foreign minister of Ukraine called it the worst April Fool's joke. And there's nothing humorous about it, given the horrific developments on the ground. It is a stark demonstration of Russia's brazen contempt for international law and the utter impotence of the United Nations when it comes to collective security.
Aurel, what message does this send out to other nations who are watching all these developments very closely? Nations like, Brazil, like India, who haven't really taken a stand, China, on the war. And now they see Russia heading the seat for a month.
Almost 2,500 years ago, Thucydides wrote in the Melian Dialogues that the strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must. In other words, it is about power. The powerful get away with it. And that is the message here, that if you have nuclear weapons, if you are a powerful country, if you have a Security Council permanent seat, you can get away with it, at least as far as the United Nations is concerned. And the damage here, of course, is primarily to Ukraine and the horrific suffering that has been brought to the people of that state. But the damage also extends to international institutions and to international law. And it is difficult to see how the United Nations survives as a credible organization. It will survive as an expensive organization. It has a vast budget.
Right.
In 2021, the United States contributed alone about $12 billion to it. But its credibility in terms of its central function is hard to see it surviving that.
Indeed. Or let me ask you this. What does this really mean for Russia to be in that position? While it's in rotation every month, it changes. What is it that you think Russia can do or cannot do in that capacity?
It won't be a huge substantial change, but it is procedural that Russia can set the agenda. So they're going to talk about arms control agreements. They will accuse the West of violating arms control agreements, that Russia is on the defensive. It will be the usual language out of the Soviet lexicon, where Russia is invariably the victim, never the aggressor.
Let me ask you a bigger question here, and a question that many countries, many leaders of the West perhaps have also thought about. Can Russia really continue to have a seat on the Permanent Council, especially after what it's done in 2014 and now in 2022? How long can this continue for?
As long as the United Nations continues, it's highly likely that it will have that seat. To remove it from the Security Council, you would need to have a substantive vote, and they can't veto that. The only other way possibly would be sort of what was done in the case of Taiwan back in the 1970s, where the credentials were withdrawn. Russia is the successor state to the Soviet Union. And so there is theoretically a possibility of withdrawing those credentials and giving them to another successor state. But given the fact that China will all out support Russia, that so many countries in the developing world will not support this kind of action, so there's not that kind of overwhelming move that you had for the removal of credentials from Taiwan and to pass it on to the People's Republic, because that's where the vast majority of the Chinese population reside. I do not see any practical viable option for removing Russia from the United Nations and the United Nations Security Council.
Right. Or I'm going to conclude our conversation with a quote from the foreign minister of Ukraine, who also said today, this is a stark reminder that something is wrong with the way international security architecture is functioning. We'll leave it at that for now. Aurel Brown, appreciate you joining us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.